Once upon a time, there was neither the sky nor stars. Time, space, matter, and energy. Everything was compressed into an incredibly dense point. This was a state known as singularity. The universe had no shape yet. It was only a mass of extreme temperature, density, and energy. Nothing belonged anywhere. Everything was the beginning. However, one day, everything changed. The first step in this change was the expansion of the universe. From that moment on, every aspect of the universe began to change. This expansion process laid the foundation for what is known as the Big Bang Theory, a scientific model that explains the birth of the universe. The Big Bang was not actually an explosion, but rather the rapid expansion of the universe from an incredibly small point at an astonishing speed. This expansion was so vast that the universe is still undergoing this expansion today. In this story, we will explore how the universe formed from the first moments of the Big Bang, the contributions of scientists throughout this process, the key observations regarding the growth of the universe, and theories about its future. The first moments of the universe were a process so unique and indescribable that words can hardly do justice. Everything was so dense that all matter, energy, and light were compacted into a tiny point, and the universe had no distinguishable shape. Time, space, and the laws of physics lost their meaning in that point. The universe's essence, so concentrated, couldn't coexist with our current understanding of physics. But the story of the universe began at some point. This beginning was the beginning of everything. When the first expansion began, the universe's size was only a few millimeters, and everything started expanding at an explosive speed. However, the important part was not an explosion scattering everything, but the rapid expansion of space itself. It was more like a ballooning, where the universe rapidly increased in size with each passing second. This expansion process was so fast that during this time, the universe's dimensions increased by a factor of millions in fractions of a second. Georges Lemaitre, one of the first scientists to propose that the universe was expanding at this speed, played an essential role in developing the core concepts of the Big Bang Theory. In 1927, Lemaitre theorized that the universe was expanding and that, over time, all galaxies would move farther apart from each other. This idea was confirmed in 1929 by Edwin Hubble's observations. Hubble discovered that galaxies were receding from each other, which led to the realization that the universe was expanding from a single point in the past. In the first few seconds after the Big Bang, the temperature was so high that atoms couldn't form. Everything existed as basic particles. Protons, neutrons, electrons, and photons were constantly interacting. But as the universe expanded, its temperature was so high that atoms couldn't form. Everything existed as basic particles. Protons, neutrons, electrons, and photons were constantly interacting. But as the universe expanded, its temperature started to drop, allowing more complex structures to form. In the first few minutes of the universe, there was an extremely intense energy and temperature environment. George Gamow and his team studied the formation of the universe's first elements during this time, attempting to understand how the chemical composition of the early universe came together. In 1948, Gamow introduced the concept of Big Bang nucleosynthesis, which explained how elements like hydrogen, helium, and lithium were created in the first few minutes after the Big Bang. Gamow proposed that these elements were the building blocks of the early universe and began to form during the first few minutes. Gamow's predictions, particularly about nuclear fusion, were in line with the understanding of how these elements formed in the early stages of the universe, supporting the Big Bang Theory. This was a crucial part of the theory and provided evidence for the process of chemical evolution in the early universe. After a few minutes, as the temperature dropped further, electrons combined with protons to form neutral atoms. This period, called recombination, allowed light to freely travel through space for the first time. This light, released from the dense and hot universe, began to spread across the cosmos. This released light is what we now call the cosmic microwave background, CMB. The CMB is a remnant of the Big Bang and can be detected today in every corner of the universe. In 1965, Arno Penzias and Robert Wilson accidentally discovered this cosmic microwave radiation. Their discovery provided one of the strongest pieces of evidence supporting the Big Bang theory. Penzias and Wilson received the Nobel Prize in Physics for their discovery, which solidified the understanding that the Big Bang had indeed left a lasting imprint on the universe. As the universe continued to expand and cool, gases and matter began to coalesce to form the first stars and galaxies. These clumping masses, due to local density variations, eventually led to the formation of larger structures. This was a crucial step in the structural evolution of the universe. In 1908, Henrietta Leavitt made a groundbreaking discovery by studying variable stars and identifying a relationship between their period and luminosity. This relationship, known as Leavitt's law, became a key tool in measuring the distances to far-off galaxies. Her discovery allowed astronomers to better understand the size of the universe, marking an important development in the study of cosmic distances. As the first stars formed, they produced not just light, but also the heavy elements that would become part of planets and other celestial bodies. Stellar nuclear fusion created these heavier elements, which would shape the chemical makeup of the universe in the long run. With each new star born, the universe became more diverse and complex. The expansion of the universe initially slowed down, but in the 1990s, scientists made a shocking discovery. The expansion of the universe was accelerating. This finding pointed to the influence of a mysterious force known as dark energy. Dark energy is thought to account for more than 70% of the universe's total energy content, yet it remains largely unexplained. This accelerating expansion was consistent with Albert Einstein's general theory of relativity. In 1915, Einstein developed his general theory of relativity, which predicted that the universe would be expanding and that space-time itself would be curved. While Einstein's initial cosmological model, which included a cosmological constant, was considered erroneous at the time, modern observations confirm that the universe was indeed expanding, and that dark energy was responsible for accelerating this expansion. The discovery of dark energy reshaped modern cosmology and provided new insights into the future of the universe. Different theories exist about the ultimate fate of the universe. Some scientists propose that the universe will continue expanding forever and that eventually it will cool down to a point where it can no longer sustain life. This is known as the heat death or Big Freeze theory. Other theories suggest that, at some point in the far future, the universe might collapse in on itself in a big crunch, leading to a new cycle of Big Bangs. Today we are able to observe and understand the universe's formation from the first moments of the Big Bang. Stars are born and die, galaxies evolve, and the universe continues to expand. Each galaxy, star, and planet is a remnant of the Big Bang, and we, too, are part of this grand journey. The Big Bang not only shaped the past of the universe, but also its future. That initial moment of creation became the foundation for every piece of matter that exists today. This vast universe, with all its mysteries, is waiting for us to unlock its secrets. And we, as passengers on this eternal journey, are part of the story that began with the Big Bang.